different nose for you this time. So I have my nose, and I'm going to put, okay, so thinking about noses, as the nose sticks out and it's kind of diagonal, and if you're nearly 60 years old like Mrs. Mann, you have some real strong lines in the forehead. So I've got those 3 pieces of paper like I used for the mouth, but a little bit smaller. So I'm going to scoot those around a little bit to see how I like them looking and whether I would like my nose to be long or fat. I think with the length I've got, I think I'm going to go horizontal with my nose. So I'm going to tap those together and fold my paper this way. A heavier pair of scissors is a really good thing to have for this. So bottom of my nose, I want to have kind of a zigzaggy effect. So I've got a geometric line to be contrasting with my organic mouth lines. So cutting on the open side, here is my fold. I don't want to cut my fold. I'm going to pull that up and save my scraps. Then I'm going to open this, and I'm going to slide my colors. Okay, and I'm going to look. Now, you know what? I really don't like the colors slid to the top. I think I like them slid to the bottom. Okay, but you know what? I'm going to rearrange my colors. I am going to put red underneath, yellow on top. Yeah. And okay. So this is going to be like a pup tent shape again for my nose. I'm going to scoot my camera down here so you can see what I'm doing. And you see how I've got that nice overlap there. So I want to take my red one, and I'm going to pinch that and kind of curl it a little bit. Maybe even pinch and fold down into that. Yeah, I kind of like that. It looks a little bit like a nose that might be on an old piece of armor. Then I'm going to lay my pink over here, and I want to show you from the side here. I want that pink to stick out so that I've got that sharp space right in there. So I'm going to pinch that with my fingernails, make that stand up. You know, I'm starting to like it. You know, you can make a form out of almost anything, but you've got to be willing to take your hands and make it go where you want it to go. And I'm going to pinch that. Okay, so I kind of like that. Okay, so then I'm going to put just a little bit of glue there and there and put that over my pink, making sure that I'm still seeing that space. I want it to have space, to have dimension. I'm going to get that down. Then I'll put a little bit on my pink and pull that back from that red so I have that dimension. That gets a nice length to that nose as well as a width and some interesting little spaces. Okay, and then here's my mask, and I'm gonna kind of try it out on the mask and see. Yeah. Okay, so that kind of goes right up to the spot there. And I think I'm going to do that to get that shape. So I'm putting some glue right along all of those colors there. Not a lot, just a couple little lines. I don't want it drippy. And I'm going to lay it, put one hand behind and the other there. Just push and hold till it sets up. Okay. All right. So there I've got my nose. Now I got to thinking about eyes a little bit more. Yeah, that part's not quite stuck, so I'm going to give that a little bit more pinch because I do not want it to look like, I didn't mean it that way. I do think maybe I'm going to pinch that top piece of that nose over just like that so that that line is coming together a little bit better. Make sure everything is pushed before I set it down. Okay, so I'm going to set that upside down there. And I was thinking about eyes. So I'm going to take this group of 3 and cut it in half. And thinking about eyes, let's see, I've got red here, yellow here. I think I want the pink to be on the top. Okay. So I'm kind of had this idea on a diamond. So I think I'm going to cut this into a square. And I'm going to start with the bottom piece. And I'm going to fold. Origami folding is a way of making a form. So this is kind of just kind of playing with dividing that up, making it stand up like that. That might be a little too much. I'm going to kind of pull that out. Okay. I think as I go along, so you get a lot of us. Now, if you look at this kind of where I bent that's kind of sticking down a little bit. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a little clip on each of these pieces. And then I am going to fold that inward. You know, if you mess up one piece or you don't like what you've done, don't crumple it up. Do something else to it. Art making is partially play, but it's nonverbal play. Okay? If you're more interested in talking about who likes who and that sort of thing, you're not in the art making side of your brain. Okay, so you see I folded that way. Then let's try this. Then when I put that on there, those little pieces will become nice and sticking out. Kind of like that. And I'm thinking about, you know what? Okay. So here's where that accidental play part comes into thing. I think I will go there and here. And Nope. Okay. I'm going to glue that on like that. And then while I was moving that around, I had a thought. Okay. I'm going to fold this one different. I'm going to go in the middle. And then I'm going to come middle out this way. Middle out this way. Middle out this way. I'm dividing those in half each time. And then I'm going to come back here and go up between each of those valley folds. So I'm kind of just sculpting with my fingers where I'm folding, and there's not really a right or wrong. So I'm going to put an upward fold right in the middle of each of those downward folds. And then I'm going to crunch it up like that and squeeze it. Oh, and then look there. I've got sort of a sleepy looking eyelid. Now, I don't know if I'm very eye-like yet. Might look more crown-like. Ew. All right. This is what this is turning into. So I rather think, oh, okay, I thought I was making eyes, but this is more sort of a crown-like shape. So form, not shape, Mrs. Man. Form. Ooh, so I think I'm going to do something like that up there, which puts me back to eyes, and getting those eyes three-dimensional. All right, new idea. I've got this little piece here. I'm going to cut it long. I'm going to grab a pencil, and I'm going to curl and make a cylinder. Round, round, round. And a little glue. All right. So a cylinder. Oh, yeah. Okay, so there's a pink cylinder. Let's curl. I did pretty good big overlap on that. Now here is my yellow cylinder. You know what? I think I'm going to tuck that way. I like how that looks. And I had a little glue there, and that stuck. And then I'm going to curl my red one. And pop it right out there. All right. And I'm going to do something like this for an eye to stand up and have that curl repeating. Okay. So that's going to be my eye. Let me go ahead and glue that together so you can see what that's going to look like. Now, I certainly could do a lot more. This is almost like a craft called quilling, where they take little bitty strips of paper. Okay, I'm going to get a real good curl on that middle part. Okay, and then I'm going to put just a little bit of glue right around my edge. This is probably a trickier glue bit because it doesn't have a piece of paper bending. I'm just doing an edge to an edge, but that curl should help me a little bit like that. And then I want to push that against my mask like that. And